between the twins, Evie and Elliot.
5. We're both 5.
And the triplets, Harry, Alfie and Billy. Harry and Alfie are identical.
We're twins. Chicklets! Twins! Chicklets! We're chicklets! No, twins! Chicklets! Twins! Chicklets! We're chicklets!
What's it?
End of!
1, 2, 3, go! 3 little unexpected children simultaneously. The doctor brought us, and you can see that we'll be 3 forever and day.
With 2 sets of multiples of school age, Ricky and Rachel have worked out a very simple but strict routine. It's 5 minutes walk from school.
Come on, you know what to do. Take your shoes off.
And then once home, it's reading, play, tea, bath, and bed by 7.
Where they're going?
To the hairdressers.
Ricky and Rachel have spent 5 years perfecting this strict routine. But that could all unravel because they're moving house.
So I'm going to have rewiring,
Heating system,
kitchen, bathroom, no floors. So we're going to have to move. Well, we could be there 5, 6, 7 weeks, we're not sure.
Where are we going to live while we're doing this house?
We're going to find a new house. That's what we're going to see. We're going to have a new house for a few weeks.
The new house is in South Kirby, the next village. Ricky works shifts as a security guard, and Rachel can't drive, so getting the kids to school is going to get a lot trickier.
It's only a 5-minute car ride, but with me not driving, it's just going to be such a pain to get kids to school for 8:45 every single morning. Everything's going to change as they know it. They're going to have to be up earlier. They're going to have to be in bed earlier. So they've got to establish a completely different routine.
In Leeds, Kelly and Carl's triplets are now 4 weeks old. They're still in hospital, and it's Carl's turn to look after them.
See you later. Bye-bye. I'll see you later, Kelly. I'll give you a call.
All right, see ya.
Like most multiples, they were born prematurely and need looking after. Carl visits the hospital twice a day and even has his own special password.
Hi, it's triplets, Dad. What we tend to do is just give them a wash from head to toe and clean the face and dry them, dress them, change the bum. Basically, it's like having a bath, a bed bath.
The triplets have put on £0.5 pound each since they were born, but they're still very fragile and need round-the-clock care.
I'm scared to do this when the first was born, because it's so tiny. Feels like I'm actually doing something.
For the moment, Carl can really enjoy the fact that he and Kelly have 24-hour babysitters.
I've never experienced anything like these. It's got to be so delicate with them. These little miracles, these babies. It makes you realise there's other people to think about rather than myself. The conclusion comes is, that's it. It's all about my kids now.
The full-time attention the triplets get in hospital won't be practical when they're at home. Kelly has older children to look after. Whilst the 2 eldest are at school, her attention is divided between 10-month-old Sky and 3-year-old Sophia.
I don't like bread!
At the moment, it's all right. We go up and we do the cares and that lot, but it's like they've got permanent babysitters. So, yeah, it's scary thinking how much sleep we're going to get. I can juggle, you know, multitask is not a problem. You know, you might forget the first thing that you was doing because you're on the 6th thing down the line, you know, all at once, but yeah, it's not a problem. I keep eating 3 babies, 3 high chairs, plus Sky. 3 cot things on the floor, 3 swing chairs. And 3 babies, isn't it? Sky.
It's a full-time job given the attention that 1 baby needs when they first come home, let alone 3. But when there's more than 3, it gets even trickier. 4 years on, Rachel's attention is split 5 ways between her twins and triplets, even on a simple trip to their new house. The family are moving 5 miles down the road to the next village.
Take your coat off, Harry.
What do you think? What do you think? Nice. Your bedroom, yeah?
To keep her boys quiet, Rachel resorted to using dummies. But that was 5 years ago, and she's been too afraid to take them away.
First priority is to get them off them dummies ASAP. They're way too old, and that's been my fault because I've relied on that dummy as a pacifier, and when Daddy's been at work and it's been a 12-hour shift, stick a dummy in and they've, you know, it's worked, but it's worked for too long. The boys are really, really reliant, and it's affecting speech, it's affecting the teeth, it's affecting a lot of things.
Sit there.
What is your teeth doing because of your dummy? They're not coming down, they're going out to the front. Yeah, that's right. And why are they going out to the front?
Because we're sucking dummies.
Because you're sucking dummies.
Right there.
Like that.
One thing Rachel knows from experience is that for this to happen, it's the one for all for one rule.
You know, when we move to this house, I think that we should throw them dummies away and we'll see who can do it the longest and the bestest. We are. Do you want to be a baby? You do? Billy's going to be the biggest boy, aren't you, Billy? Tell us you're going to throw your dummies away.
I'm going back to my house and I'm throwing all dummies away in that big bin.
Well, that's really sensible.
She said, I love you, boy, I love you so.
In Leeds, the triplets are now 7 weeks old. And as they get stronger, the day that they come home gets nearer.
Shall you get the drop size?
I'm going to build a spaceship. Now I'm putting the cots up.
But it's expensive kitting out multiples.
So far we've spent £3 grand. We've bought the cots, the swings, Moses baskets, steriliser, bottles, nappies, clothes galore, yeah, all sorts.
Costs an arm and a leg, but...
Carl's not working at the moment, but has done lots of different jobs.
I worked for Yorkshire Water, call centre work, chefing, landscape gardening, car valeting. I'm just one of them lucky people who are just great at everything that they do. Apart from this is proper baffling me.
Yeah.
It don't pay me enough. It really doesn't. For all these kids, you need more than £7.23 an hour, or whatever it was.
Money is going to be even tighter now for the couple. Bringing up one child costs on average 10 grand a year. Multiply that by 3, and by the time they're 16, you're hitting $500,000. It's a good job Carl is planning to support his family in the future.
I'm going to be a painter decorator. Yeah, just passed my exams for it. And I meant to start college already, but it's too soon. As I believe in Kelly at home with all the kids. So we've got enough kids already to understand that as they get older, the tastes get more expensive. Nope, it will not get any cheaper.
The cost of multiples steps up another gear when, like Emily, you've got toddler quads.
Come on then.
She's had to fork out thousands to fit her quads into one car.
Go. It's brilliant, actually. We looked around at a lot of people carriers and we couldn't afford to buy something new with one of the English models, or we didn't know this model existed at that point. All the typical ones, 7-seaters, because we needed the boot space to fit the quad pram.
I taste just like candy.
It's not a very popular car. Top Gear voted it an ugly car. I wouldn't not buy a practical car because of the way it looked. I think it's wonderful.
And there are still a couple of spare seats, just in case.
And if we ever did have any more children, you know, still a little bit of leeway left, as long as it wasn't twins.
The car's a big one-off expense for the long term, but things like clothes only last a few months. And that's when it really starts to add up.
It is expensive because they grow out of them quickly, so even if you buy it cheap, it's still expensive. Bought a lot of stuff off eBay, car boot sales, just wash it up nice, and find some lovely stuff there.
As well as her quad bus, Emily's got the latest quad pram. But you might need an engineering degree to put it together.
It was expensive though. To buy it brand new would have been £800 from New Zealand, but we paid £400 for it. It's Carrie. You're going at the top. Queen of the castle. Oh, you can sleep now as well in there.
Supersized buggies are great, but they need supersized doors to get through.
This is brilliant though, this pram, because it is narrow and it fits in a lot of places. And oh dear, is that tyre going down?
And now the quads are walking, Emily's expenses are about to explode, as she has 8 little feet to worry about.
Gonna measure your feet, Leo.
You're Leo, are you? Just going into the F, so 4.5 F
okay.
On that side.
Oh, look at those. £45. But look at that. It's a work of art. Oh, shut up.
If Emily wants to go out shopping, she has to take the quads. But they're at an age where they don't want to be in the buggy.
So perhaps you're sitting there and playing with the glasses. Oh, put that back where you found it. No, you don't understand that. Come here. That's it. You have a paddy there. Well, I do that. It makes my life easier as well.
And with 4 children to watch, Emily needs eyes in the back of her head.
But they've only just started this lately because they know what it's like to have the freedom to be out of their buggy a lot. And they want more of it, which is fair enough. So I'm not going to be able to get away with doing trips like this, perhaps, for much longer, this is showing.
And whilst Emily is distracted, Kaylee makes a break.